So this is the CEO of Microsoft, Satya Nadella, saying that each worker will soon be directing a swarm of AI agents with hundreds of thousands of agents inside each organization. And to be honest, this doesn't surprise me. It's sort of similar to what I said in my video about the dystopian AI bots. So let's see what he says. It's only a minute 43.
The real breakthrough for me is, can we demystify creation of these agents and make it simple? Just like how we say, create documents.
I think we can. Again, this is something I said in my previous video. I can't really see a reason to think why it wouldn't just be like clicking a button or make like a GUI, like graphical user interface. I think that will easily be achievable.
Or we create spreadsheets. We should be able to create
Yeah.
agents just like that. In
Yeah.
fact, the way to conceptualize the world going forward is every one of us doing knowledge work
Okay.
will use Copilot to do our work,
Oh yeah, we was Copilot created by Microsoft.
and we will create a swarm of agents to help us with our work.
So it's like having every person will have, well, depending on the price, in knowledge work, sort of as many personal assistants as they need. But then it's like, I don't want to say every person becomes their own company, but it will make it possible for any one person to just single-handedly run their own tech startup, I guess. I don't know, knowledge work, whatever that would be.
And drive the productivity of our organization. And so to that end, we're building
If you're an assistant, your job is finished.
Copilot Studio. So think of this as simple as, if you can create a spreadsheet or a document, you should be able to create an agent. And that's what Copilot Studio does. So
Okay.
here I'm building.
So your name is Field Service Agent, and you assist with on-site repair visits. You provide step-by-step instructions
I
based
happen
on...
to be a frontline worker. I want to create a field
Great, I'll use the name you provided. Where can I get information?
service agent. I have a field service system. So all I need to
Okay.
do is to be able to give it
Now you can access a
a
SharePoint.
prompt, right? That says in instructions that say I want you to behave like a field service agent, and then I give it knowledge
What's a Field Service Agent?
source.
Field Service Agent is a person who performs services for a company or customer location. Okay, so it's like someone who physically goes to maintenance sites and stuff.
In this case, there happen to be a SharePoint site with a lot of documents, as well as my field service applications. In this case, let's say it's a Dynamics application. So
I mean, I feel like that's the one thing agents can't replace yet. They can't just show up at a site. Although, I guess they could virtually show up at a site and talk someone through how to fix something.
give it the two sources of knowledge. I give it the instructions, click, 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 and I have an agent
Yeah.
that now can dock with Copilot. So I can go into my Copilot and say,
Okay.
at field service agent, I can now start talking to my field service agent. So that's the simplicity.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Once these get really powerful, like you literally, yeah, you'll be able to just create an agent that does one specific task really well, which is why we don't even really need AGI. You know, I am very much of the opinion there's going to be a million AIs, maybe more. There's not going to be, you know, AIs in quotation marks. I don't think there's going to be a singularity moment, if you will. But this would definitely disrupt work. I mean, there's just no doubt about it. I feel like I'm changing my mind a bit. It's just a matter of when, I think, rather than a matter of if. Like, you'll still get a lot of software engineers in sort of this denial that it's like, oh, it's rubbish. And I get where they're coming from, because right now, tools like ChatGPT are limited. But, you know, once you have a AI agent for every single vertical, and I mean literally every, I mean, you could even just have an agent that's specifically good at React. You know, it doesn't need to know any Vue. It doesn't need to know any other things, any Python. It doesn't have to be good at coding. It just needs to know anything and everything about React and how to build that thing. And then you'd have another one for, you'd just be able to create agents for anything. You know, maybe you want specifically React and, I don't know, Bulma or something like that. And so, yeah, there's going to be millions of these agents.
That
And like I said, and it's kind of, yeah, I mean, it's a bit weird. And what I was talking about in this previous video, go check it out. I'll leave the link in the description. This is about the dystopian AI bots on like that Facebook released on their platform, on Instagram, Meta, sorry, and how any one person on these platforms could theoretically create thousands of their own fake influencers. And so right now you have Facebook. I don't know how many people they serve. I think it's billions. You could see a world population of 8 billion or 10 billion, and there's going to be maybe 20 billion agents on these platforms. So, or maybe 30 billion, way more than actual people in the real world.
It's the ease with which one can start creating agents, these thousands and hundreds of thousands of agents that will be there inside of an organization, just like documents and spreadsheets that are there inside an organization.
Yeah, let's see what the comments say.
The real breakthrough for me,
agents is the hype word this year. I love it. I've said this before. It's like before we had like big data, then you had sort of blockchain, and all of these different cloud. We had cloud. That was like a massive buzzword. I feel like agents is the word of the year. It's the buzzword of the year, 2025. This is the agent implementation stage. I don't feel the movement yet, but I hear the scales creaking, ready to tip. Yeah, I mean, I don't think. In the work I do, I would have to create. I'll be honest. Right now, stuff like generic tools aren't good enough. But certainly, if I could easily create my own agent and integrate it specifically and train it on the work I'm doing, it would be really useful. So even though the video is low quality, the shine on this head is still noticeable. Those are the real important things that we care about. And cybersecurity people will be dealing with phishing from hell. How do we know this agent really comes from Joe from accounting? True. I suppose that's some of... Well, it will be connected. There will be a way to make sure. I wouldn't be too worried. In fact, it could be more secure, right? Because it will be fully integrated into like whatever platform you're using. So it will be allowed by default, and anything that's not allowed by default should be flagged as phishing. So I don't think that would be too difficult to handle, if I'm really honest. Maybe I'm being naive. Or maybe it is an interesting problem in security. Maybe I'm just wrong. I'm happy to be wrong. I'm wrong all the time. So just let me know in the comments. So this man has clearly never actually used Copilot to do anything productive. I have not even used Copilot yet. I find myself like being between like, I don't like all the hype and people going like, oh my god, singularity, the world's gonna end, AI, every single person's gonna lose their job, and being like, no, this is all terrible. Nothing's changing for a while. In fact, don't even use these tools. Just code like you always have. So I don't know. I'm sort of shift between the two, if I'm really honest. Yeah, I've not used Copilot. I should. I should at least test it. I feel like. I think he's pretty much correct with this prediction. I think he's correct with the prediction that being able to create an agent will just be a single click, like they demonstrated. The only thing that puzzles me is why somewhat sane AI would use software from Microsoft. Any somewhat safe. What's shown here is not agents as we imagine them in the subreddit. At best, it's a custom GPT. That's what I think of as agents, though, with instructions, knowledge base, and likely some function calling abilities. Yeah. But this is what I think will happen. As I said, millions of agents, not singular AI. True agency means AI that can work for several hours or days in long term. I mean, why stop at several hours or days? You're just talking about something that works 24/7. If this is your, long-term goals with minimal human intervention. Oh, okay, I see what they're saying with. Okay. Potentially. But imagine you asked ChatGPT a query, because this is crazy, right? Let's say ChatGPT could integrate with all your tools, or has already integrated with all your tools, and all you had to say was, build me this thing, that wouldn't take hours or days. So like the scale of hours or days would be almost unimaginable. Like what could be built in hours and days? Like I can't even think. Like it could build. Yeah, I mean, I can't even think what would take hours or days to build if you asked it to, and it was integrated and able to do all of these things. Um, if you asked it to build, yeah. I completely agree that this soon will be the future. I mean, I think it's already now. You can already use single GPTs. Again, I guess it depends on your definition of agents. Maybe that's something I need to look up. So define AI agents. A bit of an AI agent is a software program that can interact with its environment, gather data, and use the data to achieve predetermined goals. AI agents are capable of independently choosing the best actions to perform to meet these goals. So independence is definitely something which seems to be a key part. Uh, and data and perform self. So you just give it the high level, but again, I think it's a bit vague. Maybe I need to read up a bit on sort of what the definition. This feels like a definition problem. What do you mean by AI agent? An artificial intelligence agent refers to a system or program that is capable of autonomously performing tasks on behalf of the user. When it says autonomously, is that like no interaction, right? You have to interact with it at some point. Anyway, I'm going off topic a bit. I think I need to have a bit of do some more research off screen, have a think. So whenever these companies actually going to release agents instead of just perpetually hyping them up? Well, let's see which company's first who dares to develop an AI that's capable of deploying and tweaking an AI. They would, yeah. Hundreds of thousands of agents sounds extremely gimmicky. Yeah. I mean, it does sound gimmicky, but it's. I think the point is more that it will be as easy as clicking something. But I don't think any individual will have hundreds of thousands of agents. It's just that it's a bit of a. It is gimmicky. It was an exaggeration. I think he's right about agents. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I feel like the way agents are being perceived here, and maybe that's the correct perception, is that it's something that you just give it a goal, and then it's continually working on that goal autonomously, unless it gets stuck, I guess, or wants some feedback. I'm trying to think what that would look like. So you have some program running on a server somewhere continuously, which is an agent, and you've given this agent a goal of doing something in particular, and it just does it all the time. Quite interesting. And you could get it to send you notifications when it's sort of unsure. It might give you a few options. My company's already testing AI agents to use for us. So you are creating your own replacement. I mean, that is what us software engineers do. There is a what was there was a AI. Oh, I've got too many tabs open. Where is it? Where is it? Do 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 do. I have somewhere open a agent toolkit. I think for TypeScript or something. Can't remember. I'll try and leave a link in the description, but if I forget, I apologize. But it's called agentkit.ingest.com with two N's, and I've not really looked at it, so I can't really tell you what it is. But it's a kit for making agents, I guess. Examples. Let's have a look at some examples. Oh, there's no examples. Okay. This is the documentation. Wait, this is supposed to be dark theme. I think this is because I've got this on. Community? Oh, that's Discord. I don't have it. I need to make a Discord. Let's view it on GitHub. I will play with this at some point. I want to do more coding actually. So, oh no, I didn't mean to close this. I'm gonna put this back over here somewhere, and probably forget to upload it. The problem is with YouTube, right? And I actually wanted to build something where you can dump sort of your resources, because you can't put stuff in the description until you've created the video and uploaded the video, right? So, well, once you start uploading the video, it appears and you can add your description and stuff. What I want is somewhere where I can do it as I'm sort of recording, so I don't forget. Anyway, so I think he's got it right. My impression of the next decade of AI will be that it provides tools to augment employees and won't replace nearly as many jobs as people think. No, I don't think. No, I'm hoping that too. I think the main concern, it will be quite interesting. I think someone spoke about this in a previous video in my comments, and it's about you will have this thing where junior devs won't be as useful. So less junior devs will be hired, potentially. And then maybe because of that, there will be less sort of experienced developers in the years sort of afterwards. Um, so yeah, it would be interesting. This is a really interesting question. Who is risk liable when these solutions are implemented? The obvious answer to that is whatever company provided. But in business, or in the real world, people like accountability, right? An AI program cannot be accountable. So you always need people to be accountable. Okay? So it's like one of these things where maybe these eight, yeah, I mean, I guess jobs will still go, but there will always be people that need to be liable for these solutions. Prompt injections. That sounds like work. A man running company that declared 60 billion investment in AI technology stands on stage and promotes AI. I mean, of course, but it's not like they have to. I mean, Microsoft have got God knows how much money they have. In fact, let's look it up. How much? Because doesn't Apple have like over 100 billion in cash stockpiled? How much money does Microsoft have stockpiled? I should have said cash. How much cash? As of June 2023, Microsoft had 111 billion in cash and equivalents. So that's crazy. They're just like sitting on over 100 billion. What about Apple, since I'm there? This video is definitely going adrift, but you know, that's just me. Apple have so much money, we don't know what to do. They're like, we have no idea what to do with this cash, so we're just gonna sit on like 200 billion. Although I do realize that these Google AI things are often really wrong, but you know, I'm just gonna assume they're correct. What a moron, I'm going to have an agent direct my swarm of agents for me. Womp womp, stop the hype and deliver. This is true. Yeah, I don't want to be that guy that's like... Because, you know, I'm a developer. And with a job. And it's not like... There's loads of developers and we're still hiring more developers. And our jobs aren't... There's not that much AI usage, at least in like some of the stuff we're working on. So I do think at the moment it's still a bit hype train. But, you know, if you're a tech optimist and you see the progress, these things will happen. But I think there's always going to be, you know, lots of competing stuff. And maybe there's going to be loads of like sort of tech support almost. Again, wanting people to be accountable, not AI. And maybe it's a cultural thing, you know, maybe there will be a cultural shift where people just don't want this stuff and will refuse to interact with it. You know, that's the free market, if you will. Generally, I don't think people care, but maybe they will. You know, maybe they will. Anyway, I guess I'll leave it there. We covered some comments. I thought it was quite interesting. And yeah, let me know what you think below.